Welcome back to my channel. My name is Joni, and today we're going to be continuing with our anti-aging series. Today we're going to focus on our eyes and how to have more of an uplift in your eyes just by makeup application without any cosmetic surgery. So for starters, the one thing that's really important when you're applying your eyeshadow is ensuring that it has long wearing effects and it doesn't crease. So first I'm going to go in with an eyeshadow primer. I think they're really important. I've been using them for a long time, and I'm going to go in with this NYX it's a skin tone eyeshadow primer, and it's just in a little pod, and it's pretty close to my actual skin tone. So I'm just going to apply that right on, and I'll do the same on the other side. As you can see, it's just a very neutral tone. It matches my skin color, but it does have a little bit of a gripping effect so that your eyeshadow will adhere to it. And normally I do my eyes first and then my face, but today I did the opposite, so I feel a little off here, but we'll continue. So I just pat it in, make sure that it still has a little bit of a tacky-ish feel to it, and that's for starters. We're going to be going in using this palette by Sephora. It's their I Love collection, and we'll be using this. We'll be using the darker, probably mixing the two of those and the two outer ones. Looking at aging eyes or more mature eyes, downturned eyes, hooded, deep set eyes, our focus is in here where we want to recede. So naturally we'll put a darker shade on top, and then on our eyelids we want that to pop, and that's where the lighter shade will come into effect. So I'm going to go in with this more of a kind of like a pencil shade brush, and I'm going to dip that into the darker shade. I'm just going to tap very lightly. The thing when applying eyeshadow that's most important is you want to layer. You don't want to just go in and put a ton of product on your eyes or anywhere on your face. You want to be able to layer them on. So when I'm thinking about applying my eyeshadow, I am going to, I just need to take my little mirror here. I take it from, this is the direction that I want, right? So I follow my lower lash line and follow up. Your lower lash line generally has more of an upturn. As you age, your upper goes lower. So I want to follow that line and not go beyond it. So that's how I'm going to start applying, and I'm not going to go past my outer lower line. I'm just going to go right in here and just start applying this darker shade into the crease, but I'm not going to go all the way into my inner corner. I'm going to leave that alone and just gently run that in the crease area. And of course I'll go in and I'll blend, you know, the lower lash line rather. I'm just going to tap in and I'll bring that down just a little bit on a V, and then continue to blend. I'm going to go in with another eyeshadow brush. I'm going to go in with this eyeshadow brush here, a little bit more fluffy, not as dense as that, and then I'll just work in and I will just blend everything. Again, you don't want to go past that lower line, and I should have started, generally I'll start up here and I'll just, even though my eyebrows aren't done yet, I'll just put a little bit of highlighter, more of like a lighter shade, kind of like what I'll do on my lid. So I'm just going to go in with this pencil here. I don't want it too shimmery. I just want a little bit of lightness to highlight my eyebrows a little bit in that arch area. Gently press it in and we'll share it out after. Normally I'll start with that just to kind of give a little bit more of a frame on my eyes and do a little bit more blending. And it's just a soft everyday look, and I'll bring that up just a little above the crease just to help with this piece here and try and reseed that a little bit. And I'll go in with that other brush, the more dense brush, tap it off, and I'll go in and do the same thing and add a little bit more product to get it where I feel it has the most effect on receding my line. I'm sorry I keep putting that in front of the camera. Blending is the most important. You don't want any harsh lines. And the other thing to consider when applying eyeshadow is, I've spoken about this before, generally when we are applying eyeshadow, it's so natural just to do this. And what that does, on the outer corner, we tend to go down, just like our eyebrows are going in a downward motion, and we always want to try and lift that up. So I try to do my best. I mean, you can certainly, if you mess up, you can clearly finish it off and clean it up with concealer just to get that upward motion. But I try to. It's harder to do it on camera than it is when I'm just doing my everyday and I'm looking straight on into a mirror. And I don't know if you can see the placement. Get that blended a little bit more. And now what I'll do is I'll go in with this shade here, a little bit more of a skin tone transition, and I'll take that and I'll go right above the crease and where I just applied the darker shade, and that will blend it better so that it, aside from it being harsh, it just follows in with my natural line. Trying to see if you can see the difference between, you may not be able to see it at this stage, but I can. That helps. Next, I'm going to tap in between this shade and this shade. And you want to focus on the inner corners of your eyes, because that's certainly going to help open them up. I can see the difference when I look in the mirror, how the lighter shade on my lid has opened up my eyes. It may not come out on camera, but I can see the difference. It's just, it may not pick it up on camera. So I'm hoping that the overall look at the end will come all together and you'll be able to see it all. And then I'll just go back to this fluffy brush and just again blend, blend, blend. Okay, now the sun has decided to come out, so I apologize for the lighting. But now I'm going to go in with a flat top eyeshadow brush that's really dense, and I'll be tapping into a black and a dark brown color eyeshadow. I'll tap it off, and I'm going to get as close as I can to my lash line. It eliminates having that thick eyeliner going across your eyes, which takes up so much real estate, closes your eyes, looks so heavy. You just want this going across. You'll see the difference. And so let me start it and you'll be able to see how it really brightens your eye. I go under and then I'll go on top as well. So let's see if I can do this without poking myself in the eye on camera. And as you're doing this, you don't want to swish the brush going back and forth. You just want to tap it in. And the other thing to remember is you don't want to go past where your last eyelash is on the upper line. I really apologize for the lighting now. I hope you can see the difference. Can you see how it just defined my eye here? And if you look on this side, you don't see that definition. It just outlines it but in the right places. So let's go ahead and do the other eye. And the one thing, when you're doing this, I'm getting really close to the mirror, but you want to point your chin down and your eye so that you're not looking straight on in the mirror. You want your eye looking downward in your chin. And then I'm going to now go on and just lightly tap those two shades together, tap off the excess, and go as close to the lash line from the top. And again, you really want to just tap it. You don't want to swish it back and forth. Maybe you can even see the definition better when I just did the top line on top of here. This one just has it going from the bottom of my lashes. Okay, I hope now you can see the difference from when I first started and even when I just had it on the underside rather than going from the top. It takes some practice, but it definitely defines your eyes and really gives a nice shape. I should, at some point, and maybe I will, I'll do one half the right way and the other side the wrong way, if you would, so you can really grasp the difference. But so far, I'm liking the way it looks. There's some touch-ups that I need to do because, like I said, there is some fallout from some of these products, but I'll do that off camera. So the next step for me, I mean, this may be a little overkill. I'm just going to go in, and especially when I have my lashes on, you'll notice the difference, but I'm just gonna go in and I'm going to apply this color here to my upper waterline. I don't do anything on my lower waterline. And again, it might be overkill for some, but it definitely helps to round out the whole eye look. And I did just say that I don't put anything on my waterline, but there are times where I'll take, unfortunately, I picked up the wrong shade. This is too white, but I usually will go in with a nude color and I will apply that on my waterline. I don't do this every day, but I just wanted to show you. And this is a little too stark, but when you have that neutral tone, it also adds to that lift. I probably shouldn't have even put this on, but the fact that I did, I just wanted to show you that it does have a brightening effect, but with a more neutral tone, it actually doesn't look so harsh coming at you. I'm going to now go in and put some color on my lower lash. So I'm going to go back in with this darker shade underneath my eye, and what I'll be doing here is I'm only going to line from the outer corner to about 3/4 of the way in. Then I'm going to go in with this smudger brush, which is what it's called. It's a dense brush as well, and I'm just going to rub that back and forth. And now, of course, the sun is going back in. We just can't win here. I'll do the same on the other side. And you'll notice that all of the eyeshadow on the upper lid is all in line, still following the same line of my lower lash line. It's all lifting, so it's all coming up following the lower lash line. And then I'm just going to take a little bit of a softer eyeshadow and I'll just rub that over the eyeliner just to soften it out a little bit, that's all. And again, just keeping it all on the outer side as opposed to bringing it all the way in. Okay, next I'm going to go in and do my eyebrows. I am not an expert on eyebrows, but I will show you what I generally do is I take just a spoolie brush, just like a mascara brush. Sorry, it's dirty, but it does the trick. And I just brush them out. And when you're doing your eyebrows, especially when you are more anti-aging in the mature eyes, what you want to do is keep the inner portion on the lighter side. So generally you would just go in with very baby-like strokes. This eyebrow pencil I have has seen better days. That's all I have left. So I would normally just go in and just do some hair-like strokes. This is not as sharp as I want it to be, so I'll just go in and fill And I'll just brush them up, and I am trying my best to not necessarily follow it down. Generally, the rule of thumb is you take it from the outer corner of your nose, make a dot, and then you take the outer corner of your nose to here and you make a dot, and that's where you stop. So that's what I try to do. I can kind of eyeball it. Again, I'm not an expert, and I don't do such a great job, but that's what I generally do. And then I'll go in with a clear gel and I'll just set them once I have them where I want. Not that they're where I want right now, but and I'll go in on the other side. And again, trying your best not to bring that downward motion. Otherwise you defeat everything you just did on your eyes. So I do need to get my eyebrows waxed. So you see the difference? Of course, there's like nothing left in this pencil, so I'm having a hard time, but you know, your eyebrows shape the whole look of your face, so it's important to work with them. I wish I was better at it, but so that's where we are right now. I'm going to go ahead and put lashes on offline. If you don't use lashes and you're a mascara person, before you apply your mascara, you should definitely curl your eyelashes. If you're intimidated by the eyelash curler, you just need to get in and do your best to work with it. In my younger years, I used to heat it with a blow dryer, clip them onto my eyes, and then apply my mascara. But being that I have very sparse, very fine, I really don't have any eyelashes, I just had to come to terms with using false eyelashes. So I did try eyelash extensions a few years ago. Unfortunately, I was highly allergic to the adhesive, so I had to stop wearing them, but they did look beautiful and I really enjoyed them. But the falsies work just as well for me. So I'll go do that off camera. I'll come back, I'll show you the final look. Okay everyone, so I'm back. I have my hair down, lipstick on, put my lashes on. This is the final look. I hope you can see the lifting effect that technique gives me. And remember, the most important thing to remember is where you want to kind of hide the maturing parts. You want to apply the darker shades. Brighter colors will pop where you want things to pop. You know, just like we think about clothing, we wear black to minimize areas, and the brighter colors where we want to brighten ourselves up and have that pop. So same thing applies to eyeshadow. So please leave a comment down below what your techniques are, what you found over time works for you. Share it with us. Hit the subscribe button, the like button, and share it with someone you think may like. Until the next video, bye.